Hi. Someone on Reddit was looking for videos of trans women with trained voices and Australian accents because they were looking for a reference to use for their own training. So they weren't turning up much, so I figured I would record a little video of my voice. So I hope this is helpful. I figured I may as well talk about what I did to train my voice. So I started getting serious about voice training about 2 or 3 years ago. And the very first thing I did was I trained myself to try and control the position of my larynx. So if you swallow with your hand on your larynx, you can feel it sort of go up and down as you swallow. What you can do is try and catch it at the top, and you just have to bear with me, I'm just getting over a cold. So yeah, you can hold it at the top and then it will drop down again. At the beginning that was really difficult, so I could only hold it up for about a second or two before it would inevitably just sort of fall down again. But I kept at it, and I found that with practice I was able to hold it up for quite a while, and also to raise it up manually, like without having to swallow, just sort of raise it up myself. So what I would do is I had a 15-minute walk to class in the morning, and so for my walk what I would do is I would just hold it up for as much of the walk as I could. And at the beginning I could only do maybe, a few minutes, but by the end of a few months I was able to pretty much keep it up there the whole walk without having to strain too much or worry too much about it. So that was really good, and I felt really confident about my ability to control my larynx. And so at that point I started trying to talk through it. So I would hold my larynx up and try to talk, or hum, or just short sentences and stuff, and I would record myself on my phone. And I would try to see if I could get simultaneously good resonance, good pitch, and good endurance. So I just listened to the recordings and see what I sounded like I was deficient in, and then I would try and work on that aspect for a week or so, and then go back and then work on whatever seemed weakest at a week or so later. One thing that really helped me when I was doing that was to work on my resonance. What I would do is I would put my hand on my larynx, and so when you talk with they're called chest voice, where the resonance is in your chest area, you should feel quite a bit of vibration in your sternum. But the chest voice has kind of a masculine resonance to it. So what you want to do is try to achieve what they call head voice. And when you talk with your head voice, you'll feel less vibration here. So it sort of gives you a gauge on how you're doing with resonance, because you can try and minimize the amount of vibration you feel, and that will kind of give you a guide to finding the right sort of area for a natural sounding female resonance. So yeah, I did that for quite a few months, and then I sort of left it for a while because I was okay with it. And then about just over a year before now, I started using my voice full time, and that was a massive that made a massive difference. So I didn't really do anything for about 6 months after I started using my voice full time, but my voice just kept getting better and better. And particularly it started getting more robust and stronger and easier to use and easier to start using at the beginning of the day or at the beginning of a conversation after I haven't talked for a while, and all that sort of stuff. Easy to use when my throat was a bit phlegmy. So that was great, but eventually I hit kind of a plateau, and I was pretty okay with my resonance, but I felt like my pitch wasn't where I wanted to be. So I started doing specific exercises to target a higher pitch. What I did was I got a graphical tuner app for my phone. I can link to the app. It's ad supported, but I thought it was pretty good anyway. So it's just a program that calculates the fundamental frequency of your voice as a function of time and then displays it as a graph. And so what I would do is I picked the target pitch, so I picked 220 Hertz, and I would just do sort of like humming exercises targeting that pitch while looking at the trace of my fundamental frequency on the tuner. So I did a few different sort of exercises. It just started out humming, so I would hum at the target pitch. I would hum around the target pitch, like down and then up, so like sort of thing. And I would also hum upwards and downwards through like a range of pitches that I wanted to target. So from about 190 to 240 starting with. I did raise the target pitch later, but that's what I started with. So just sort of like, and also down again. And I did those exercises, maybe 2 or 3 minutes each, adding up to about 10 minutes. And I did that twice a day for 3 months. And well, it was grueling. But I kept it up and it made a real difference. I found that my pitch, like my everyday speaking pitch, just sort of got easier and easier to keep high throughout a conversation, and to start high without having to think about it too much. After 3 months of that, doing that twice a day, I switched to doing vowels. So I did the same patterns, but I did them for A, E, I, O, U. And I did that once a day for the next 3 months. And by the end of that, I felt like I really improved my pitch. So that sort of process was it required a lot of sort of endurance because I had to do it every day. And for those first 3 months, I never skipped a day, but I'm really glad I did it, even though it was kind of unpleasant, because the contribution it made to my voice quality was really great. Since then, I haven't really been working on it much. I've just sort of been using it every day, and I found that I've been able to settle into a bit of a higher everyday pitch since I've done those exercises. So I'm pleased with that. I'm still considering getting vocal fold shortening because I would like not to have to sort of psychologically speak at the top end of my range all the time. I'd like to sort of just speak in a relaxed way and have a high pitch come out. And I would also like to not be able to produce lower pitch noises. So if I cough or I make some sort of involuntary noise, sometimes it will come out at a low pitch and that makes me feel really shitty. So I'd like not to be able to do that anymore. And also, I feel like my voice is mostly pretty good, but if I have a sore throat or I haven't had much water or I've been smoking weed or something, then, so my throat is dry, then I will have a harder time talking. And I feel like if I do get vocal fold shortening, then maybe that will be less of an issue in my life, and I won't have to sort of strategize about my voice and bring water with me everywhere and that sort of thing all the time. So yeah, I'm still thinking about that, but I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that yet. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've done so far to work on my voice. I'm reasonably happy with it at the moment, but I would like it to be a little less effortful to do. Yeah, so anyway, I hope that was useful. I hope that's what you're looking for. Yeah, all the best for your own voice training. And if you would be interested in me talking about anything else, then please let me know. Thanks.